Don't! Please, don't answer her. Good. You looked. Everyone looks. That's how she knows you're new. Keep your eyes on me instead. Yes, right here. You don't have to understand yet. You only have to listen. Can you do that for me? Good. You're doing wonderfully already. Now, I'm going to ask you something that will sound rather strange. Have you spoken to anyone since you arrived? Think carefully. Not someone you recognised, not someone you came here with, anyone. No? Good. Very good. Then we're still early. Earlier than expected. That gives us time. Time is precious here. It leaks away so quietly that most people don't notice until they're already missing it. Oh, don't look over my shoulder. I know you heard footsteps. You aren't imagining them. Just pretend you didn't. Wonderful. Now, my name isn't important. You'll forget it anyway. Everyone does. Names have difficulty staying attached to people in this place. That's why we stopped introducing ourselves years ago. It only makes saying goodbye more confusing. As for you, I know your name. No, I won't say it. She likes hearing names, especially yours. You don't know why. Neither do I. No one does. We stopped asking questions after the station master disappeared. Well, mostly disappeared. He's still around, sort of. You'll understand eventually, I hope. If you don't, that usually means you've been very lucky. Now, you must have noticed something odd already. The station. Too quiet. Too clean. No trains arriving. No announcements. Just waiting. Always waiting. You checked your phone, didn't you? No signal, of course. There never is. You tried to remember how you got here. That part's becoming fuzzy, right? You remember walking. You remember it becoming dark. And you remember seeing lights ahead. After that, everything blurs together. That's normal. Normal here, at least. Oh, don't fight it. The harder you try to remember, the louder she becomes. Ah, there. You heard her humming, didn't you? Oh, don't answer. Just blink once. I thought so. She's close. Closer than I'd like. She wasn't humming when you arrived. That's because she hadn't noticed you yet. She notices people after they begin remembering her. Memory works differently here. It's contagious. You catch pieces of other people's memories, like little fragments. A laugh that wasn't yours. birthday you never celebrated. A promise you never made. The smell of rain from a childhood that belonged to someone else. Harmless things, mostly. Until you remember her. That's when it begins. You see, everyone remembers the girl in red differently. Some say she's a child, and some swear she's an old woman. Others insist she's about your age. One man argued with us for hours that she had no face at all. He became very upset when we disagreed. Poor fellow. The next morning, he had our faces, all of them, at once. It was difficult to look at. You're frightened. Good. Fear keeps your thoughts sharp. Panic doesn't. There's a difference. Stay with fear. Leave panic for later. Now, there's a bench behind you. Don't sit on it. I know your legs ache, but don't. That bench wasn't there a minute ago. Neither were the flowers beside it. She likes making places look welcoming. It's one of her little games. You know, she's terribly lonely. I almost feel sorry for her. Almost. Loneliness can make people kind, or it can make them hungry. She's the second sort. No, not hungry for flesh. Nothing so simple. She eats conversations. Isn't that peculiar? The first word is always the most expensive. After that, everything comes easily. You answer one question, then another. Soon she's laughing, you're laughing. Hours disappear, days. Eventually, nobody else can remember hearing your voice. Not because you've stopped speaking, but because you're only speaking to her now. Forever. No, don't turn around. She's behind the timetable. She likes pretending to read it, even though there hasn't been a train here for, well, longer than I've been alive, assuming I ever was. That's becoming harder to confirm. Forgive me, sometimes I joke. It's important. Without jokes, places like this become unbearable. Oh, there she goes again, humming. Can you hear how the melody almost sounds familiar? That's deliberate. She borrows songs from passing strangers, people passing through. Eventually, she stitches them together into something that feels like home. Home is dangerous here. Anything that reminds you of home stays for longer than it should. Now, I'd like you to do something for me. Close your eyes, only for 5 seconds. I'll count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open them. Excellent. You see, the station changed again. The clock moved and the exit is farther away. And the red umbrella wasn't leaning against that pillar before, was it? No, of course not. she's getting impatient. She hates being ignored, which is rather unfortunate, because ignoring her is the only thing that's ever worked. I know, it's difficult. You want to look, and you want to know. You want to prove to yourself that I'm exaggerating. Everyone does. Everyone believes they'll be the clever one, the careful one, the exception. She enjoys exceptions. They're her favourite. But listen to me carefully. If she waves, don't wave back. If she smiles, don't smile. If she asks whether you're lost, don't answer. And if she says your name, whatever happens next, pretend she made a mistake, because the moment you accept that she's talking to you, she'll never have to ask again. Oh, dear. She stopped humming. That's worse, much worse. Silence means she's decided to get closer. Stay with me. Keep listening to my voice, and don't count the footsteps. Don't wonder why they never seem to match the distance. And whatever you do, don't let yourself become curious enough to find out why everyone here calls her the last person you'll ever meet. Open your eyes. I'm so glad you're still here. Yes, you had them closed. That means you've been listening, really listening. That's rarer than you might think. Most people hear my voice for a while, and then they hear hers. Mine fades into the background. She has that effect. Oh no, don't apologise. You're glancing past me again. I know, you can feel someone standing there. You aren't imagining it. Just don't reward the feeling by looking. That's all she wants. Recognition. The smallest acknowledgement. A glance. A nod. A polite little smile. People believe danger announces itself with screams and claws. It usually arrives dressed as good manners. You want to ask me something? I can tell. Go ahead. Yes, I've seen her. Many times. Far more than I'd like. No, before you ask the next question, I have never spoken to her. Not once. That's why I'm still enough. You'll understand what I mean eventually. The people who speak to her don't disappear. That would almost be merciful. No, they remain, just less. Every conversation leaves them lighter, not happier. Lighter, as though something has been carefully lifted out of them. A memory, a habit, a favourite song, the sound of their own laughter. Little things at first, things they insist they never needed, until one day They're standing in the station, smiling pleasantly, unable to remember why they ever wanted to leave. Have you noticed? The lights. They haven't flickered once. They never do. Even when the power should have failed years ago, even when the bulbs ought to have burned out, they simply continue. The station likes pretending that nothing changes, that it's a trick. Her trick is making you believe you've always belonged here. Together, they're very convincing. Listen. Can you hear the clock? No, exactly. It has hands, it moves, yet it never ticks. The silence between the seconds is, well, unnatural. People stop noticing after a while. Their own hearts begin matching it. Slowly. Quietly. Until they're waiting too. There, don't move. She's walking. I know because the air changes. Do you feel it? The room suddenly seems expectant, like a theatre just before the curtain rises, and everyone holds their breath, even the walls. She's crossing the platform. Don't picture her. I know that's difficult now that I've said it. The mind dislikes empty spaces. It rushes to fill them. You imagine a girl. A red coat. Dark hair. Soft footsteps. Perhaps that's exactly what she wants you to imagine. Perhaps she looks nothing like that. No one can compare descriptions, not successfully. Every attempt ends the same way, an argument, then confusion, and then silence. One fellow became quite distressed because we all insisted she wore a red dress. He swore she'd been wearing a winter coat. By sunset, he couldn't remember what a coat was. Spent hours staring at his own sleeves with absolute fascination. Poor soul. Oh, don't feel sorry for him, not too much. She notices pity. Pity is almost as useful to her as curiosity. You're wondering how I know all of this. I can see it in your face. That's a reasonable question. One I've asked myself many times. There are mornings, well, I call them mornings. The light changes eventually. I wake in the little room above the station office. Everything is exactly where I left it. The kettle, the books, and the chair by the window, and a notebook. Always the notebook, written in my own handwriting, page after page. Instructions. Warnings. Names crossed out. Maps that never stay accurate. little reminders. One of them simply says, if he arrives today, don't let him answer her. That would be you. I don't remember writing it, yet the ink is mine and the handwriting is mine, even the little flourish on the letter Y. So, I trust it. Memory isn't particularly reliable here, but ink is. Oh, you heard that, didn't you? Someone laughed, very softly, like they were trying not to interrupt us. That wasn't her. She doesn't laugh. Not exactly. She imitates laughter. Perfectly. Every note is correct. Every pause and every little breath. But there's no amusement in it. It's like listening to a music box that learned happiness without understanding joy. The laugh you just heard belonged to someone else, someone nearby, someone who forgot why they were laughing years ago. No, don't search for them. It's kinder not to know. Tell me, when you arrived, did anyone wave at you from the far platform? Take your time. Don't force the memory. Just let it drift closer. I see. You think someone did. You aren't certain. Good. Stay uncertain. Certainty can be dangerous here. Once you become certain of something, the station rearranges itself to make you right. Believe there's an exit nearby and you'll find one. Open it and discover it leads back inside. Believe she's harmless, she'll smile. Believe she's terrifying, she'll cry. Either way, you're thinking about her. That's enough. You are doing very well, better than most. Usually by now people begin asking, what does she want? It's the wrong question. The right question is, what does she leave behind? Because after every conversation, there's always something left. A suitcase with no owner, a scarf still warm, a half-finished crossword, a cup of tea that's somehow still steaming. The station collects unfinished things. It loves them. It keeps them. And sometimes I think that's what this place really is. Not a station. A waiting room. For moments that never reached their ending. Did you feel that? No. Good. Don't, because I did. She stopped walking. She's standing still, listening. I shouldn't have said so much. She dislikes being discussed. It makes her self-conscious. That's a joke. A dreadful one. Forgive me. Humour becomes increasingly peculiar the longer one stays here. No, that's not right. She wasn't over there before. Don't look, please. I know you want to, but she isn't on the platform anymore. She's much closer. I can tell because the smell has changed. old rain, wet roses, and something else. Dusty photographs. Have you ever opened a box of old family pictures? That scent. Paper remembering hands. She always smells like forgotten memories. Listen carefully. I'm only going to say this once. If, in the next few minutes, you hear my voice behind you, it isn't me. No matter what I say, and no matter how gentle I sound, no matter how frightened, do not turn around. Do you understand? Good. Because she's finally grown tired of waiting for you to speak first. Stay with me. That's it. Just keep listening. I know every part of you wants to turn around. Curiosity has a weight to it, doesn't it? You can almost feel it tugging at your shoulders. A gentle little pull. Not painful, not frightening, just persistent. As though someone has placed a hand between your shoulder blades and is patiently waiting for you to give in. Don't. Good. You're stronger than most. I don't say that lightly. Most people convince themselves they're looking for proof. They're not. They're looking for permission. Permission to believe the impossible. And once they found it, they never stop looking. Do you hear the silence? Listen carefully. The humming has stopped. The footsteps have stopped. Even the air feels held. The station is waiting, not for a train, for a decision. Yours. There's something I haven't told you, not because I wanted to hide it, but because I needed to be certain. Certain that you could hear me before she could. You see, the station doesn't choose who stays. It never has. People think it does because it's easier than admitting the truth. The choice is always theirs. Just not in the way they expect. No doors lock. No chains appear. No invisible force keeps anyone here. Only one question. One answer. One moment. Speak or don't. That's all. Everything rests on something so terribly small. I know, it sounds ridiculous. How could a single word matter so much? Because words are invitations. Names are bridges, and attention is a doorway. Every story you've ever heard begins the same way. Someone listens, someone answers, someone steps across. She cannot cross alone. She never could. Ah, there. She moved again. Closer. I don't need to look. I know exactly where she's standing. 3 steps behind you. Just outside your shadow. If the station had a heartbeat, it would be matching yours right now. Slowly. Patiently. As though it has all eternity. Perhaps it does. You know, I used to wonder if she hated us. I don't anymore. I think she's lonely. Terribly, unimaginably lonely. Imagine waiting so long that centuries become ordinary. Imagine watching thousands of people arrive, every one of them leave before you can say hello. Until one day, someone finally answers. Wouldn't you cling to that conversation? Wouldn't you try to keep it going forever? Loneliness isn't evil, but loneliness without an ending changes people. Or whatever she once was. Oh, I felt that. She reached out, not to touch you, just to see if you'd notice. You did. Your breathing changed. It's all right. She knows you're afraid. Fear isn't what feeds this place. Choice does. Always choice. Do you remember what I asked you when we first met? Not your name, and not where you came from. Only whether you'd spoken to anyone. You hadn't. That was why we still had a chance. Listen very carefully. You're going to hear something in a moment. She'll speak. Not because you've earned it, but because she's tired of waiting. And when she does, don't listen for the words. Listen for what's missing. There. Excuse me. Soft, wasn't it? Gentle, almost embarrassed, as though she hated interrupting. Most people turn around right there. Not because they're enchanted, but because they're kind, and kindness is beautiful. But it's also predictable. I think you're lost. Did you notice? No echo, no breath between the words. Perfect, too perfect, like someone reciting warmth instead of feeling it. I've been waiting for you. There, that's the missing piece. She never says me, only you. Every sentence begins with the listener, never herself. Because she doesn't know who she is anymore. She only knows whoever she's speaking to. Poor thing. No, don't pity her. Just wish her peace, quietly. She deserves at least that. Now, take one step forward. Good. Again. Wonderful. Do you see the archway ahead? It wasn't there before. It couldn't appear until now. Not while you were still deciding. Keep walking. Don't hurry. There's no need to run. Nothing is chasing you. Not anymore. Behind us, the station sounds different. Can you hear it? The silence, it's breaking, little by little. The clock, it ticked. Just once. A pigeon landed somewhere high above. Rain tapped against the roof. Ordinary sounds, the kind we overlook every day, marvellous things, ordinary sounds. Oh, you're almost there. The doorway is brighter than the platform. Not dazzling, just morning, or something close enough. Before you cross, there's one last thing. You'll forget this place, mostly. The road home will make more sense. Your phone will have a signal, and people will insist you've simply taken a wrong turn, and part of you will even believe them. Life has a remarkable talent for stitching impossible nights into sensible memories. Just let it. You don't need proof. You only need tomorrow. But every now and then, perhaps waiting for a train, or perhaps walking home after sunset, or sitting alone with a cup of tea, you'll hear someone humming. Not loudly, just enough to make you pause. Don't follow it. Simply smile and keep walking. Not because you're afraid, but because some stories are kindest when left unfinished. Go on, step through. There, you made it. The air feels different, doesn't it? Lighter. The world, it's noisy again. Cars, wind, bird song, people talking all at once. Wonderful, messy, ordinary life. Hold on to it. Treasure it. Even the inconveniences. Especially those. They're proof that time is moving. As for me, I'll stay. Someone should be here. Someone has to greet the next traveller who wanders in with tired eyes and a puzzled expression. Someone has to remind them before curiosity becomes conversation. Besides, I don't think the station would know what to do without an old voice waiting on the platform. We've become companions of a sort. Not friends, never that. Just neighbours. Oh, and one last thing. If you ever think you've found this station again, you haven't. It doesn't like being searched for. It only appears to people who have forgotten they needed it. So, live well. Sleep deeply. Take the long way home and speak to strangers in bright daylight. Laugh often. And if, years from now, someone tells you a story about a lonely station where a girl in red waits for a single reply, smile politely. Tell them it makes a wonderful ghost story, then change the subject, because somewhere on a platform untouched by time, a girl in red is still waiting. And for the very first time, when another weary traveller arrives, she pauses, tilts her head, and instead of calling to him, she watches him pass in silence, as though for just one impossible moment she remembers what it means to let someone go.